1-2 with the 5th. Against the 2-1-2, he gunned you. When you goose sprayed up, that is working. I bet you doing too much. See, I remember you when you were born the yell in your face because you love to slumber, don't you? Now you feel up to hun. I'm a rude hun. What you want to do? I am there. When I am there, said I am there. This has been mine. This has been mine. This has been mine. This has been mine. This has been mine.
Boys got a boyfriend. I like guys and they like me. We hold hands, make out, and do all the things that lovers do. You don't have to say I love me to say I love you.
I'm gay.
I'm gay.
I am bisexual.
I'm gay.
I'm gay. It feels so good to say that. This moment is real. And it's here. And I've been waiting for this.
I'm only human after all. I'm only human after all. Don't put the blame on me.
I'm bisexual.
Like, I love myself, and I know who I love.
Even if I wanted to.
I am transgender.
I'm bisexual.
I am pansexual.
I'm gay.
Stone Cold with the flame. Knowing all of this is man, I just wanna go play. Stuck in cold on my feelings like this. I came with the heat, man, I swear it's never mixed. With the venom to the sky, I swear I'm never switching.
Who wrote the book on goodbye? There's never been a way to make this easy. Don't fuck with my love. That heart is so cold, all over my home. I don't wanna know that, babe. Don't fuck with my love.
We gon' weave through all that traffic. I wave wands and I work magic. Too much passion can end up tragic. Just attraction, no intent.
Let our hearts stop and beat as one together. Let our hearts stop and beat as one forever. Let this love be known. Love will shine the dark.
So please don't take my love away. Let my baby stay. Let my baby stay. Worrying over our heads, we're holding our breath. Heard you say, not today. Tore the curtains down, windows open now, make a sound. Heard your voice, there's no choice. Tore the curtains down, windows open now, make a noise.
You lose your breath every time they enter a room. Your heart beats faster when they walk by. I know you feel what I feel.
I'm transgender. I get it. You did a number on my mom. You should put my picture on the mantle.
Ever since I met you, I knew I could count on you. I want to do this together.
You sure about this? Why wouldn't I be?
You might as well figure out what you want.
I know exactly what I want.
My love for you has only gotten stronger.
I am super gay for you.
Do what's in your heart.
I always knew I couldn't have what I wanted until you came along.
I love you.
Love is 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 love. Cannot be killed or swept aside. Nowhere by me 'cause I don't ever want to be your boyfriend. I never did I think that I would be caught in the way you got me. You should never go aside and just give in.
body slow. Blood rush in a hazy glow. My hands, your bones. Loose up, we break the scene. One step deep as you fall to me. Hot clap, we skip a beat. Count 1, 2, 3. And don't you stop the music, get into it. Won't you dance with me? Find a place and lose it. You can do it. Won't you dance with me? Move your feet and feel it in the space between. You gotta give yourself a moment. Let your body be. Downtown we let it go. Sunset high and our bodies low. Blood rush in a hazy glow. My hands, your bones. Loose up, we break the scene. One step deep as you fall. Real life is make believe. All that glitters isn't gold to me. Save me from everyone.
Why hate someone because they love someone? Like, they're not hating you. They're just doing their own thing.
It doesn't matter who you are, or where you come from, or what you look like, or where you love. It doesn't matter whether you're black or white, or Hispanic, or Asian, or Native American, or young or old, or rich or poor, able, disabled, gay or straight. You can make it here in America if you're willing to try.
I'm gay.
You are a human being.
And love is love.
Show them all I know now. Show it from the roof.
It doesn't matter whether you're black or white, or Hispanic, or Asian, or Native American, or young or old, or rich or poor, able, disabled, gay or straight. You can make it here in America if you're willing to try.
I'm gay. It feels so good.
And love is 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 love. Cannot be killed or stopped aside.
I'll never change you who I am. It's
I'm gay. I'm gay.
I'm gay, and Austin is too, and we just wanted to like call and tell you.
I'm gay.
Cause I'm a little unsteady.
There's like 8 people that want me to kill myself just because I'm gay.
Unsteady. Mama, come here. Approach, appear. Daddy, I'm alone. 'Cause this house don't feel like home. If you love
Well, our message is that God hates fags, God hates faggot neighbors.
I'm gay. It feels so good to say.
to
strengthen all of our communities by offering to all loving same-sex couples the dignity of marriage across this great land.
I'm so sick of saying the words gay and lesbian. Like, we're just people. You know, I'm just so tired of that. Like, I just like one day I want like my son to come home from school and be like, I found this guy and I love him. And I'm like, yes, you do, and that's okay.
To fight when you feel like flying. But if you love me,
here at One Direction, we like to celebrate love. In all forms. Love is love.
I'm a little unsteady, little unsteady. Hold on to me, 'cause I'm a little unsteady, little unsteady. I'm a little unsteady, a little unsteady, but I can't help falling in love with you.
Hi, I'm Cyan. I identify as female and pansexual, and the hardships that I've had to go through is fearing my family's abuse if they ever found out what I was, or being, you know, just left out on the road. But, and my friends not understanding what I was, you know, making jokes, and just everyone around me making fun of me. But, I've gotten past that, and the things that make me happy are knowing that I can help other people in what they're going through and similar things that I've gone through. That's all.
Hey guys, my name is Haley and I'm pansexual. I just told my mom that, and sadly she did not accept it. I do not want to go into detail with it, but that is one example of a terrible parent. If they do not accept you for who you are, go to a safe place and until you get yourself together, and then try to adjust it to them again and again until they finally accept you. I can't make this long. It's gonna be over in just a few seconds, but hopefully you guys get a few tips from this. Bye! Stay good.
Hi, my name is Erin. I don't really know how to start this, so I'm gonna get right into it. I identify as a bisexual female. That's right, bisexual. So I come from a family where some didn't give a crap what my sexuality is, but some are strict Catholics, so I think it's against the will of God. Sorry if I keep looking over it because I have a piece of paper that has everything on it that I'm supposed to read, so I won't break down. You know what I think is against the will of God? Homophobics. My classmates give me hell because of my sexuality. It's horrible, yeah, but I still stand up for who and what I am. My close friend and girlfriend support everything I do, and I do the same for them, no matter the cost.
Hey, it's Kyla, otherwise known as Elliot the Red Panda on YouTube, and I was born as female, but sometimes I want to be male, sometimes I want to be female, I don't know, yeah, I'm just, yeah, and I am questioning, because I don't know if I like boys or girls, so just question your life. I'm always questioning everything. I'm questioning Red Panda. Anyway, I know Myra, whatever her name is, I don't care. I know she'll be crying behind the screen because of you guys' videos and submissions, because they will be so cool, awesome, and sad, and yeah, Anyway, I just wanted to say to all of you, if you're scared of coming out to your parents, don't worry. If you come out to them and they say don't like you for it, it doesn't matter what they think. You be you, and you can do whatever you want with your life. If you want to be gay, you can be gay. If you want to be trans, you can be trans. If you don't care, just don't care. Anyway, and if you feel like you don't want to come out to your parents, you can come out to your friends. But if you don't want to do that either, you could come out to like a teddy or your pet or something. At least someone or something will know, and it might help a bit. But if you want to actually tell like a person, or want to know that you will be accepted, then you could come onto Mira's channel and she'll accept you and all of her fans, because she is gay, yeah. And she'll obviously accept anyone who's gay or trans or bisexual or pansexual or gender neutral or anything like that. And yeah, just come to the channel. It's an awesome channel. Like, you should subscribe if you haven't. Like, subscribe now, please. Mary needs it, please. Anyway, bye.
Rebecca, I'm from Ireland, and my sexuality is gene-sexual and my gender is non-binary. I'm from a Catholic family, which is great, being in my situation, not. And so coming out to anyone in my family is very hard, as they're all very religious. My uncle's very religious, my grandmother's very religious. I usually just use YouTube as a way to get out of everything. So when I'm like, I have a girlfriend, and whenever I'm like talking to her or texting her, I always say she's a friend, so I can never say it to anyone. And the only reason why I don't really come out is because of one situation that happened when we're driving up to my grandmother's, and I wanted to get a kind of shaved up cut for my hair because I hate having long hair, and my sister was like, that's a lesbian haircut, and she's like, are you lesbian? I just kind of looked at her, smiled a small bit, and kind of looked away, and then she was like, she had like a shocked look on her face. And so then when we were at my grandmother's, she was outside and I was inside and the window was open, so I could hear everything. And my sister tells everyone she's sitting at, like, I think Rebecca's lesbian, and all I hear is my grandmother laugh and be like, no, that's a joke. So I was like, I can never come out to her. I'd be terrified because she'll just laugh in my face saying, haha, very funny. So I don't really come out to anyone. Anyone I've come out to is in my school. So all the girls in my school know, which is fine because like they don't really say much. I don't talk to a lot of them, so I don't really care. But like family is very awkward to come out to. Like I came out to my mom and we haven't talked about it since I told her. I was like, so I have a girlfriend, ha! And she was like, okay. And then after that we just never talked about it, which makes it hard for me to come and tell anyone. And my girlfriend's always like, you can talk to someone, it's okay. My family's very accepting, you're too. And I'm like, you don't know mine. Mine just aren't.
Hey guys, mine this thing, just ate a popsicle. But I'm gonna be doing this thing for the real Maria? Jay? I think it is. I think it's how you say it. But, for any of you who don't know, I am female. I have tits. And a vagina. Sorry, that was inappropriate. I shouldn't have said that, but it's true. And, I like both genders. I like girls and boys. But I also consider myself pansexual because I don't care about any of that shit. And, I'm gonna have to make this into 2 videos. Ugh. And, you know, maybe she thinks that way of me because the first sexuality that I came out to her as was bisexual. And maybe she doesn't think I can be anything other than that. No, I don't know. And the only thing that I can say if this happens to you is just stay strong, power through it, let them think what they think, and you do you, because that's all you can do. Sometimes you can't really change a person's way of thoughts with just you. Sometimes it takes more people to make them understand. And sometimes they just never do understand. And yeah, it hurts, but sometimes you just gotta power through it.
Hey Mira, it's Potato. I am asexual, panromantic. I'm female, or whatever you want to call me. I really don't care. People have mistaken me for the opposite gender. I am also known as the trigendered space fox. That's what I am. I fly through space. Some hardships that I have experienced within the 5 years especially is trying to keep my, I guess, identity hidden and a secret from my family, although I was a bit too careless, especially since my grandmother specifically found out already, and she practically already knew. But for reassurance, she asked me if I was, or I guess it was Valentine's Day, and I had gotten a giant teddy bear for a now current ex of mine, an ex-girlfriend, and she was like, "Who's that for?" "Oh, just a friend." She's like, "No, that can't be just for a friend." I was like, "Oh, okay, it's for my girlfriend." And she's like, "Oh, okay, that's what I thought." And she's like, "If anything, I really don't care who you love, be it boy or girl. I'm gonna love you the same, regardless, unconditionally. I will love you." And I was like, "Oh, well, that's a relief." And her saying that lifted a huge weight off of my chest, and I felt lighter. I actually felt light. And right after she said that, she was like, although it's probably not a good idea to tell your grandfather about this, because you know how he is. I was like, yeah, probably not. And the reason that is because my grandfather despises anyone from the LGBT community as a whole, or anyone gay. It doesn't even matter. Like, if it's anyone from that portion of society, how he puts it, he despises them. And I guess the reason that is because out of all of his siblings, his brother, my uncle, was gay, and he's been avoiding him since he knew about it, and he's been keeping his distance from that. And if anything, I would assume that, well, because back in those days, back in that time, being gay was an awful thing. It was not okay. It was spat upon, disgraced upon. It was not okay. And my grandfather was pretty much raised Catholic, and he went to Catholic school, which, from the stories that he's told me, not a very good time. But he had it pretty rough growing up as a kid. I don't know much about his own mom, but his dad was pretty abusive as far as I know, and didn't really know how to properly handle situations. And because of that, my grandfather now doesn't either. He doesn't know how to handle situations calmly or, I guess, productively. Anything you do slightly wrong, it's wrong entirely, and he has to fix it, I guess. that's just how he is. That's how he sees the world. And it would be pretty difficult if he were to find out, if he doesn't already know anyway. I mean, he probably does, but what am I to do? But if anything, coming out to family, it can be extremely difficult to do. Mainly because you can't really get rid of them. They can't quite exactly go anywhere. You can't just cut them off entirely. They are still blood. They're still going to be there. Whereas friends or acquaintances or whatever you want to call them, they can go away entirely, depending on how long you know them. Like if you've known someone since childhood, it might be a bit more difficult because then they start becoming family, or they already are pretty much family. Maybe not by blood, but it still have the same effect. But telling people is pretty difficult. If anything, I would rather not lose any of my friends, and so far I haven't. The only reason why I've lost friends is because of things that could have happened between us, and it would have crashed and burned, and it didn't do very well in the first place. But that's about it. And the friends that I have currently, the friends that I've had for years, pretty much since the beginning of junior high, and since I got here, pretty much, it was, they didn't really do a whole lot about the fact that I was, I guess, at that moment, I thought of myself as pansexual. But they didn't really care once I came out to them. Except for the few that were like, that's a surprise. I didn't realize that you were like that. I'm like, yeah, pretty much, I am. And even at work, I worked at McDonald's for about 3 months before I was forced to quit by my grandmother because of grades. But I worked at McDonald's for 3 months, and people there were like, oh, okay. And, you know, a work environment can be kind of difficult. There were actually quite a few of gay people and anyone within the community that were there, and which kind of surprised me, yet kind of didn't. Especially with how open the society is, I guess, nowadays has been towards the community. But knowing that there were people similar to me or within that, I felt comfortable. But one of the things that I enjoyed was the fact that even though friends found out or had pretty much already known, they were still my friend regardless, because they know who I am, and then they know what I can do, and they know the type of person I am. They know me almost through and through. And I'm thankful to them. I'm thankful to all of them, because they've supported me, and they've helped me get through these 5 years of what I might consider hell. And as well as some of my family members too, because once I first got here, it was awful, god awful. I was literally a delinquent. I did not listen to anything. I didn't do jack squat. Nothing went right. Though over the course of the years that I've been here, it's been getting better and better, and hopefully gets even better after that. But if anything, it's still a bit difficult, and the issues that I've had 5 years ago can sometimes still occur. But regardless of that, people have been supporting me all the way, being 100%. even better, 110%. The people that I've been closest to, be it friend or family, they've been with me all the way. And I'm pretty thankful for that. I'm also pretty damn grateful that I don't have to continuously move every few years to a new state, forgetting the friends that I've had behind me, because I had no form of communication with anyone before 5 years. And it was pretty rough going to a new state and having to make new friends. I mean, sure, it was only like a couple of times, but even moving from a city to another city, it can be pretty difficult, because then you're going to a new school and you have new neighbors, new things are happening. It's difficult. But now I'm actually in a place where I feel like I'm home, and I feel comfortable and grateful, and I'm just glad that there are people that I'm around well enough to know them and to be comfortable with them, so that they know who I am and I know who they are. And being that it's a small place, it's even better, because then you know more people, and people here can be pretty friendly. And what makes me even happier is that a couple weeks ago, there was a Pride March, or a Pride Parade, on the 10th of June. And from my perspective, there were a lot of people there, a lot of people who participated. And that made me happy. Even if it was on the greater scale of things, it would have looked small, but it made me happy that there was still a good amount of people there. And being that Wyoming is known for the equality state, Marion Orr had passed a statute for the equality of the LGBT community, and that they can have as equal rights as anyone else. And that really made me happy. I was grateful for that. And just that day was probably one of the most memorable days that I will have as a whole. I just want to say thank you to everyone who supported me, and everyone that I know that was still there for me, even though they knew who I was and who I came to be. And that's all I have to say so far. I'll probably come up with something later and will regret not putting it in, but that's it. Enjoy life to the fullest. Bye.
Hello, my name is Esther. I am 15 years old and I am from Hungary. I identify myself as a female, but for my sexuality, I consider myself as bi-curious. I know it's not really a sexuality, but I know that I am not straight, because I have been watching those YouTubers who aren't straight either. For example, Joey Graceffa or Shane Dawson. And I have been thinking about that for a year or two. Am I straight? And then the answer came out this year, which was no. But I didn't say that I was gay or bisexual. That's why I say I am bi-curious, which could mean that you don't know your sexuality yet, like you're still in the closet. And the other thing why I know that I'm not hetero is because sometimes I check out guys and the other times I check out girls. And I still don't consider myself as bisexual, since I'm not sure about that. And you need experience, but since I am really shy, I don't really get into relationship, and I have some bad memories from my previous relationship, which maybe was only a month long, but it was weird. Like, the boy I was with, he always wanted to get laid with me, but I didn't. Since I have one strict rule, which is I don't want to get laid until I am 16, but he didn't really respect that. But we broke up in the end. And this was my first year in secondary school, and I expected that I will have a lot of new friends, new happy memories. It only came out that I have 3 good friends. But this year was very tough, since in the first 2 months, if I remember good, I only had one friend, and that one friend hurt me more than anyone else in my entire life. The thing she did to me was ignoring me. She ignored me many times. Even in September, at the end of September, she ignored me because she said that I'm annoying. I mean, other girls told me that she told them that I was annoying, so she talks about me behind my back. Wow, what a good friend. Okay, everyone does that, but I did not expect it at the beginning of our year. But so we became friends again. I forgive her every time, since I didn't want to lose a friend who I could survive high school with. And then I think it was January, and she had been ignoring me many times, and because of that, or like hurt me emotionally. Like when I told her that I want to move to America, or like continue studying in America, she said like, why? What's the difference between America and Hungary? And I was like, well, sorry. And even when I told her that I don't even know my sexuality, like this, like with this expression, she just laughed. Or like with the weird, like, what's wrong with you? And I started to like, you don't expect people who are not straight. That I didn't ask her because I didn't want to make her upset. And when I told her that I want to be a YouTuber, she said like, why? Don't be. But that's my dream. My current dream. And she didn't came to my The Wizard of Oz performance. Even, never mind. She's just a friend, if I could. But with my best friend, we even talked about this, and she said that she doesn't think that she is heterosexual. So we're in this together. And sometimes me and my mom talked about it, and she said, what did she say? She said that if she would still love me if I'm not straight. She said that I need experiences to get to know myself more. And I agree with her, like she would accept me. Because I know that she loves me, but I don't know if my dad would. He'd been ignoring me when I was in 4th grade, and then when I was in 8th grade. So I don't know what to expect from him. It's a little strange. And I don't know. Maybe this year, like being ignored was the biggest problem / hardship, because my friends sometimes ignored me so many. Like the one girl having ignored me so many times that I cried myself I cried. I cried so many times. I did self-harm. I even went to a psychologist because I couldn't really make friends until this spring when I discovered my technique. Since I go to this program called Fake, which is called Crew in America, which is actually a Christian program, but I'm not religious, but it's a Christian program since they came to our school, and there are a few other people who are not Christian either. But I accept Christian people since I have good friends who are Christian, and they are the most acceptable people. Like, they're so kind. I don't know where I would be without them. So the thing is, in school, I'm the really shy kid, but outside school, I'm the loudest. I'm the one loud kid. And how do I still think that I'm not straight? That when I look at BTS, the K-pop band who I'm currently in love with, I say that you're cute, please marry me. And like, I started to even write a fanfiction. But sometimes I check out a girl in my class who's like, damn. Like, she would be great, but not her personality. Yeah, that was very selfish of me to say, like, only her body and not her personality. That was so selfish. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. Oh god, I feel so bad. I don't think I can cry now. I've cried yesterday. Yeah, since yesterday I was proud again for BTS. But whenever I hear people say like, be who you are, because you are you, I can't really show my real self to the world since I will be judged. And that's one of the fears. I know people judge, but that's like one thing that keeps a wall between me and the world, and being judged. But telling my opinion, which was like a big step for me. It's a big step for me. And people accept my opinion. So my message is to not be afraid to tell what you think to your friends who will accept you. And just like, whenever my friends who are girls ask me like, oh, do you think this girl is ugly? I always say no, because maybe she has like a chubby face, but that doesn't mean like she's fat or ugly. Like, no, she's pretty. I don't care. Like, okay, I'm a little bit against makeup, but only like the foundation and concealer part. Sometimes I wear makeup to accept myself, since I tell myself for the years since I was in sixth grade, since like 2014, I can accept myself. I always say to myself that I am ugly and that I will never get a boyfriend/girlfriend, and no one loves me. It's like one hard thing to accept, because I don't think that everybody loves me. I think that everybody just wants to get rid of me, wants me to disappear. But sometimes this feeling disappears when I am with my best friend who has been there for me in this year, since we are best friends since last July. But she's the girl I trust the most, and I tell her everything. And I don't know what I would be without her. She's from my dance class and she's 3 years younger than me, but she's the best thing I could ever wish for. And I think I'm gonna end it here. And Mira, I hope this project will do great, since June is a good month. It's Pride month, even though I'm not gay or bisexual, but man. And good for you to like come out. And I wish everyone to be yourself. I know it's very cliche, but be yourself. And one thing that, tell your good friends your emotions so that they will know if you're okay or not, because that was like one thing for me that just happened. So thank you everybody who listened to this, to my speech, to this video, and maybe, I don't know, I'm not really active. So Mira, I hope the project that you're planning will do great, and send this whole video, the whole project, to everyone else. So bye everyone.
My name is Nathan Rivers. I identify as bisexual. I identify as male. My family is very homophobic and I don't know if I'll ever come out to them, but one thing that makes me happy is when people can just accept others for who they are. Now I guess it's my turn. So, as the last video of stories, it's actually kind of nerve-wracking, even though I'm very open about who I am. It's just that it's hard. But here I go. Instead of saying it in a Q&A, I'll tell you guys here, right now. My actual name's not Mira, but I will come out as a different person to you guys. So, my name is Dana. I am a lesbian or gay, whichever one you prefer. I just say gay because it's in simple terms instead of like getting insulted and saying, well, that's called a lesbian. But there's that. I sexually identify as a female. The hardships that I've been through, there isn't a lot of them because I have a very welcoming and open family. But some people don't have that, and I can tell you now that when I first came out, when I figured out that, like, because at the time when I first came out, I was bi. I was around 13, 14 years old. I went up to a girl, I'm not gonna say her name, but my close friends who know who she is. I went up to her and told her that I liked her and she was really cute and everything, and I wrote it out all in a note saying, I have fallen in love with you and everything, and I was so nervous to ask her out and everything, but she didn't know what her sexuality was. But now she's straight, but I still care for her because she's still my friend. But the worst part about what I did then was that I had a lot of Christian friends because a majority of the friends that I was with during the time, they were a part of a church that I used to go to before I came out and everything, that my dad and my mom let me go to with my grandmother. And I'm not going to say his name, but he told me that loving a girl was wrong and that doing that made you be frowned upon. And I got so angry that I started yelling. It was in the middle of the cafeteria. Some of my friends backed me up because I have a lot of friends, but sometimes I am a dick and a bitch saying, like, I don't call them friends anymore. But that's a lie. But I started yelling at them. I didn't understand at the time what it meant to be who I was. It was hard. That was for sure. 'Cause I started to be more open. And the older I got, the more I figured out that, hey, I don't actually like guys. I'm not bi. I just don't have a sexual attraction to men, you know? Doesn't seem too bad, right? Freshman year was one of the worst years and the best years of my life. I met so many friends that I never thought I would ever meet. I didn't know what I identified as at that time. I was very confused. Because when I'm in a relationship with a male, and I feel like I should love them, but I don't love them that way. And it makes me feel guilty because I don't want to break up with them just because I don't feel like loving them and they don't have the attention that they want. But then my sophomore year came up and I became more open about myself. I started to feel more confident. I was alone a lot of the time, but I wasn't technically alone. I just didn't open up as much. But my sophomore year, I kept trying and it worked. I became more open and I joined a club, but I don't join it regularly, but I would like to. I just forget because I'm a forgettable person. But I joined a club called GSA, and if you have that club, please go to it, because it will help you through your struggles. And if your parents ask, just go up to the teacher that's it, supervisor of GSA, and tell them to give them information about what this club is. But I joined this club, and I've met students, and males and females that are bi, trans, gay, lesbian. Even though I don't know them all personally, like, to a personal level, like, I know their address, I go visit them often, I consider them my family, because they've went through struggles that I probably never thought I would go through, because my family is so, like, accepting. But, but after that, I became more open. And I keep saying this, but I did. I actually, during my sophomore and junior year, I have literally opened up to myself so much that the whole school knows, if they could. I would scream it from the rooftops. I would yell, yeah, I'm gay. What about it? You want to fight? 'Cause I will. And I guess that's what makes me happy about who I am, especially because I am not faking myself. I'm being open. I'm helping others through the struggle that I could almost imagine how hard it could be. Because mine was the most lenient way out, because my parents, they don't support a religion. They never thought it was a good idea. So I got the lenient way out. Not everybody gets that. And the more and more kids and people in general that are coming out, they come from Christian, Mormon, Jewish, almost every single religious family. And I find it difficult for them because they try so hard to not be a part of that they just, sometimes they just hide in fear. I only had to hide in fear for only like a few years. I didn't have to hide for long. Because I'm an open person. I'm emotional, yeah, you can tell. But I just don't want them to feel like they're in fear. I really don't. They don't deserve that. What I like to think is that if your family truly, truly, truly loves you, they will not care in the world whether you are not straight or anything, or if you wanted to change genders. They will love you no matter what. This may sound easier said than done, but it is true. Because there are people out here who are extreme Christians, yet they come out as Christian, or come out as gay, lesbian, trans, pan, asexual. It doesn't matter. Because if you think that your parents aren't gonna love you, then try to find another way out. Because if your parents truly love you, they will not care. Because it's like my mom explained it. I would never hate you because we share a bond. That bond between a mother and a daughter, or son, or any kid, or any child, is so inseparable that it will take a lifetime to try to fix it if something was wrong. But my mom, she told me she'd rather see me happy than think of a religion or anything else that could be in the way. But yeah, the thing that makes me happy is that I can be free. I am free from being not myself. That's what makes me happy. I'm not gonna joke, when I clicked that record button, my heart felt like it just jumped. Because one, I may be open, but I never properly came out like this. Like, yeah, I'm gay and I'm proud, and I'm still sticking to that. It's just different from when it's in front of a camera. But that's what makes me happy.